have completely updated the 1/0 cheat sheet. I've got it pulled up here so we can kind of look at it. So in the far left corner, I have the name of all the brands. They are all from copper weight, from the most copper weight to the least copper weight. And that's how I get the 1 through 40 brands that I have. That has no bearing on the cost or anything. It's just simply copper weight. So the most copper weight's at top, the least copper weight is at the bottom. That being said, we start up here with the Timco 2/0 and Flex Whip 2/0. Now, 2/0 welding cable is not a fair comparison to 1/0 wire, but a lot of car audio 1/0 wire is close to 2/0 welding cable. 2/0 welding cable is often a little bit cheaper. That's why I made the list. So that being said, the next thing we have is the price reference, and the price reference is there so you can see where I got the reference for my prices. You may be able to find it cheaper or more expensive depending on where you look, but this is where I got the prices from. So after that, we have the third column, and that is the copper weight. That is what the bare copper inside the jacket weighed from the most to the least. After that, we have a price per foot. This price per foot is calculated right off of the price next to it, which is price per 50 foot. This was a suggestion that I had long ago. A lot of people like to buy these in the full roll of 50 foot to save money. So that's why I have the price per 50 foot, and simply price per foot is just broken down for you from the 50 foot, just so it's easier for you to see. And then the final column, I have a denotation whether it is tinned or not. If it is tinned, it has an X. If it is not tinned, it does not. So now that you understand the cheat sheet, we can talk about some brands that I think are still a good value. And in my opinion, Skyhigh, New Concepts, Full Tilt, and the Sundown wire are still kind of the reigning champs as far as the pure amount of copper you get. The New Concepts is tinned, the Full Tilt is tinned as well as the Sundown, and you can see the price for all these on the cheat sheet. So those are some of the ones that I like. Still, some of the big losers in this category are probably going to be like the JL Audio wire, which has went up again in price and now sits around $14 a foot or $700 for a 50-foot roll. Definitely can't recommend that wire simply for the fact that it just costs way too much. Stay away from the Xscorpion. The Xscorpion is really quite small wire. I wouldn't say that it's 4 gauge or even 2 gauge, but it's pretty small. Outside of that, I think the rest of them are pretty much in line with what you'd expect the American wire gauge standard to be, and that would be, NVX, Stinger, Kicker. Although Kicker's way too expensive as well, they have went up in price and are up around $11 a foot, so I can't recommend it that. Now, if you can get the Kicker 1/0 kit cheap enough, which sometimes you can find for $150, $180, definitely is still at that price. Don't buy it for a 50-foot roll for $550. That's not a good deal. So with all that being said, I hope that this 1/0 cheat sheet kind of helps you make your decision, but does not make it your only decision, because at the end of the day, minuscule amounts of copper weight in a 6-inch length is not going to impact your performance greatly. So get the wire that suits you the best. Make sure it's not $12 a foot or something crazy like that, and make sure you're actually kind of getting what you're paying for. And with this, you kind of know where you're sitting at value-wise when you're getting it. With all that being said, I hope you did enjoy this video. I hope you enjoy stuff like this. And if you do, why don't you hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell. I hope to catch every single one of you on the next video.